everyone, Jekyll or Junior Masters, if you want to go by my channel name, and I'm going to do something that everyone would think would be impossible, for my intelligence level anyways, since I'm a freshman. Yeah, I recently enrolled in high school and I'm going to be starting school soon. Yeah, I know, I barely uploaded it all this summer. Don't judge. I told you I'm lazy. So, I want to debunk a theory by matpat himself. Simply put, it's his finest Freddy's Fourth that states that Scott got it wrong. Well, I have this. matpat, you couldn't be more wrong with your theory. Simply put, he said the bite would be his frontal lobe destroyed of the character you play in FNAF 4, although he knows it's 1983. So that kind of debunks his theory altogether, but he knows that. He's going to talk about the lore. Talking about the bite scientifically. The reason why he's completely wrong is because the frontal lobe of the kid would be the only part that wouldn't be damaged, or would be the least damaged piece. Plus, Bone Guy said he survived. Plus, he knows about the lore of the game, but he doesn't realize what he got wrong. He only mentioned the lore about the TV and such in 1983. Doesn't realize that the kid in FNAF 4 dies. He doesn't recover. He straight up dies. And I can also explain why he's having I can also explain what the nightmares actually are. But but I'd rather not, since it'd be way too long. I'm going to debunk this with the science part of the bite. Now then, the reason he's wrong. Ow, bit my tongue. Biting my tongue a lot. Is because of Fredbear's mouth movements. See, most animatronics series have this. Have it where it's sort of like, I can't really replicate with mine, but it's like this. It's the bottom jaw moving up and down to mimic movement. But with Fredbear, it's the exact opposite. Fredbear's mouth movement is this. The entire top half of his head goes up and down, making it completely... Sorry about that, my brother just interrupted me. Yeah, okay, let's get back to where Fredbear's mouth movement is straight upper half of his head moving up and down, up and down. And because the child's head wasn't placed inside of Fredbear's mouth, that means the entire back of his head was crushed. But because there's no pressure on the bottom of this face and such, his frontal lobe would be untouched. It would be untouched, essentially, or have very little damage. Now then, that explains why he's wrong on a scientific level. Now then, since he actually dies, there's a real reason the nightmares aren't his hallucinations or his dreams. They could be, but they actually aren't. They straight up are not his dreams. Yeah, they're figments of his minds, but they're not his dreams, and they have a much more drastic output on the kid you play as an FNAF and Final Freddy's 4. A much more drastic output, depending on what happens. So yeah, even if it was hallucinations, they can be explained why they're so out of whack. The frontal lobe is the most repaired part, has memory, fear, and things like that, similar to it. Therefore, with this being the most intact, all his other emotions would be very little. Fear would be his biggest one. And because he'd be hopped up on painkillers and such, as well as being unconscious, makes perfect sense he would have nightmares like this. And since he's dead, and because of the ending scene in Final Freddy's 4, when he beat night last night, I think when matpat looks deep into the lore, focuses really hard, he'll realize what exactly has been going on throughout the game. Well, that's all I have to say for today. Oh wait, one thing. matpat, Your theory was debunked by a freshman.
Arr!